Hi, I'm Venice Sullivan, and I'm really excited to be here with you today on this webinar that I've created just for you. Enjoy the slides, and let's see where we go from here. My goal for you today is to discover, or maybe rediscover, hope. I am thrilled that you made our webinar today. I know how amazingly busy you are. Kicking off the new year, and there's so many other things that you think you should be doing or could be doing. But really, what is more important than you and your health? I know you're planning and playing catch up after the holidays, and I am honored that you took out time out of your busy schedule to be on this call with me today, along with the other amazing professionals who are also working to accomplish their goals. I would like you to take a moment to congratulate yourself for taking this time for you. It is the first step to changing your life, and that is exactly what we'll be chatting about. We're here to help you reclaim your health and vitality so you can finally reach your full and awesome potential and finally break through your glass ceiling in 2016. I know we'll have some awesome professionals here on the call, and we'll get back to that later. Just to let you know, I tend to get a little windy, so if I go over the time today, I apologize. This is so exciting for me that we're getting to create a difference in professionals' lives today. I have to tell you that this is my very first webinar, so please be gentle and patient with me. But I'm so excited to share this information with you and help you create the change in your life that you are ready for. Perhaps you've heard of me or worked with me before, but really don't know the full breadth of my work. Or perhaps this is the very first time you're being exposed to what I do. Either way, I just want to let you know that I think of you as my client already. I have only succeeded in my practice of nearly 30 years by making each and every client special. And now you are my special client on this call, which means I'm going to give you my all. Either way, I just want to let you know that I think of you. I think I'm going to restart that question or statement. The healing techniques and mindsets that I'm going to share with you, I use in my life all the time. In fact, my programs are the only reason I am here with you now. It is because I have used these techniques to rebuild myself and have helped so many clients that I feel confident that I can help you also. I am most proud of the fact that I get to impact so many lives with what I do. I know that each and every person I work with can do what they do better and easier so they can have a greater impact on the lives that they touch. I'm going to share with you some of the most important pieces from my Rejuvenating Professionals for Vibrant Success program that is designed to help you break through your glass ceiling. By using these tools, you can be more successful in your work and have the energy left over to enjoy your life. I don't want to waste your time, so I want to make sure that this webinar is for you. You are in the right place if you are so exhausted from clawing your way up the ladder, you don't know if you can take the next step. Your stress level is over the top and you're taking it out on everyone around you. Or you wander around in the world of brain fog, you can't think, can't concentrate, and keep forgetting things, and are often sure that you're not doing your best work. You feel like there is no time for fun, no time for family, and no time for yourself. If all of the above applies, you may be so totally burned out that you have even lost confidence in yourself and your abilities to even set the goals alone, let alone accomplish them. If all of the above applies, if this sounds like you, then I am totally excited that you are here and excited about what you are going to learn about yourself during our time together. My personal desire is to have you break through your own glass ceiling in 2016 by creating increased health and energy so you can finally reach your full potential. If I can be even a little part of that from our time together, then I am truly blessed. So what are we going to talk about tonight? We're going to talk about 5 things that are directly impacting your health and your ability to accomplish your goals. And we will address a number of ways you can begin to counteract those effects on your life so we can create the goals of your 2016 dreams. These 5 things are, number 1 is stress and how it affects you and how to begin to manage it. We're going to talk about time or the lack of it and how it makes you crazy. Brain fog. What is it? What causes it? And a number of ways to get out of it. Fear. What hold does it have over you? And how can you control it? Exhaustion. It's pretty hard to excel at your job or your life when you live in a constant state of exhaustion. And there will be a special bonus at the end of the call that will help you understand the dysfunction you live in and why you can't seem to break the pattern. So before we get too deep into things, I want to tell you a little bit about me and what makes me think I can help you. As I said before, I've been in practice for nearly 30 years and in the medical field for over 40. I am driven by more information and perfecting what I have learned. I've spent 15 years learning neuromuscular therapy before I moved on to my next subject of medical intuition. I am a driven person. I'm driven to learn more, do more, and most importantly, help more people. And I want to help more therapists learn more so they can help more people. In 1998, I had a large clinic and I had a lot of therapists working with me. I had a lot of clients. I was working long hours and making it happen. I'm not Superwoman, but sometimes that is my level of activity and drive. I was exhausted, burned out, neglecting my home life, and I knew it. And I knew I needed a break. In fact, those words had become my mantra. God, I just need a break. So I scheduled a working day, 3-day weekend to get out of town with my husband. But then, of course, it had to be a work trip, so I included a couple of business stops. Halfway into my second day, I fell, broke my leg, and had to have surgery. I ended up with a rod in my leg from knee to ankle. I got a break all right. I have learned to be much more careful with the words I use. I couldn't work for 2 months. My business floundered, but when I went back and built it back up till I was exhausted again and finally knew things had to change. In 2001, I decided to close the clinic to slow down. But before I could accomplish that, I broke my arm. And again, a forced rest and recovery. But hey, I'm tough and determined, so I built the business back up. This time in a more gentle way and on my own, no clinic. But being on my own, I was still working too many hours, trying to help too many people, so I ended up with another health issue in '08. Without going into all the gory details, let's just say this became a repeating pattern for me. Working too much, pushing too hard till there was nothing left, ending up with an injury, being forced into downtime to recuperate. Some of us are really hard-headed. Well, even writing that, you would think I would never learn sorry about that, and who am I to be talking to you about healing and breaking glass ceilings? Well, there's something else you need to know about me. I believe that everything happens for a reason, that positive comes from every negative, and that we have the opportunity to learn from everything we do. Things may really suck at times, but if we look back, we have the opportunity to see the good that came from that situation. Somehow it made us stronger. This may not be true for everyone, but it certainly has been true for me. The fact is that I learned a tremendous amount of healing through all these events. At each stage, I healed another level of myself by learning to heal in a different and deeper way. At each of these junctures, I took an opportunity to learn some new healing techniques and expanded my abilities to help not only myself, but also more people. I believe I have been my own testing lab so I can understand and help others heal at a deeper level. Now, I'm excited to say that I offer a well-rounded program of healing so clients that I work with can heal in a more holistic way. I am far from perfect, and I know that. But I'm excited to tell you that I now plan better and see ahead of time when I am pushing and taking steps to take care of myself. I continue to learn, to listen, to be healthier, and to enjoy life more. I'd like to take a moment to tell you a story about one of my clients. This kind of storytelling is hard for me because I really don't like to toot my own horn. But I tell it anyway because I want to help you understand my connection to my clients. Mary was the grandmother to a newborn I was seeing for breastfeeding issues. She came in with her daughter and her grandson. We chatted about the various things that I worked with, and she decided to become a client as well. Many had many problems: migraines, neck, back, and leg pain, and a lot of others. We worked together over an 11-year span. I became a major part of her support system, emotionally and physically. I referred Mary to numerous doctors and on more than one occasion sent her to the ER because something was just not right. This last May, Mary had surgery during which she developed complications and passed away 10 days later. I was included in the support and update phone calls from her husband and was in communication with her kids. During her memorial, I was one of her 2 healthcare providers that was acknowledged and thanked for the love and support we provided. Over the course of those years, I have worked with 21 of Mary's immediate and extended family. This is an email from one of her daughters that I received 6 months after Mary's passing. Happy birthday, Venice. It looks like your day is going to be chilly and rainy. Not especially your favorite, but most definitely mine. I hope you can find some super birthday-worthy fun for you to do today to celebrate the world's happy day of celebrating when it received you. You are such a blessing to countless people. In every way you touch someone's life, you are a priceless gift to each and every one of them. My life would be so much darker if I had not been blessed to be given you all those years ago. Because of your love for me, we worked through those darkest years of my life and moved forward to enjoy many happy memories that I couldn't have received had I not received your gift of healing. You will always be a special, priceless love in my life. You became the next best thing to my biological mom for me, even while she was still with us. Going forward, I will actually act on all those many, many thoughts of wanting to teach out and reach you that I haven't been doing so far. The more I realize how much I miss you, the more I knock myself on the head for not doing my part in keeping in touch with you. I love you so much, Venice. Thank you for being a ray of true and beautiful sunshine that somehow the Lord saw me worthy to enjoy and be loved by. Have an amazing birthday that's worthy of you. Okay, so enough of the heavy stuff. This is obviously an emotional subject for me, but I share it in the light of connection and love and caring that I have with my clients. So, the principles and mindsets that I'm going to share with you today have done a tremendous service for me in my health and in my business, and for the hundreds or maybe thousands of clients I have worked with so far. The work I do is so beneficial because it works with your life. I don't work with a single modality or a single system of the body or just health. Our health is a compilation of everything we do and have done in our life. We fail our bodies because we have been taught to segment everything and not look at the big picture. I have broken my glass ceiling by putting together most of the pieces. And what I want for you more than anything is to reap those same benefits by breaking your glass ceiling and at the same time have time, energy to enjoy your life and your family. So grab a pen, eliminate all the distractions so you can be present fully on this call. Open your mind and your heart to a new way of enjoying your health and your vibrant success. I ask you to do this today because I really want you to take these gems and put them to immediate use and start changing your life today by being more successful and less burned out so you can fully enjoy your life. So just what is it you want in 2016? Take a minute and write down what you would like to change this year. Would you like more time for you? Would you like to increase your income so you have more financial ease? Would you like to have less stress and more energy? Would you like to address the world with confidence and a clear mind? Would you like to enjoy a greater ease of movement? Maybe even enjoy a better game of golf or be able to play with the kids or grandkids easier? Would you like to be able to just get a good night's sleep? That might allow you to really be able to focus on whatever it is you need to focus on. Would you just like to be able to relax and to be able to enjoy your family? Would you like to just be comfortable in your own body and in your life? So I ask again, what do you want in 2016? And what will it take for you to break your glass ceiling? Have you tried multiple healing procedures and modalities only to be disappointed again and again with the lack of benefit or any real result? You may still have little energy. You may still be in pain. You could still have that difficulty functioning well in life. Something I have heard from my clients for years is no matter what they try, nothing has worked. They have been in this spiral of pain and dysfunction and have been to see so many medical practitioners that they've lost all hope of ever getting better. Actually, that is why we are the Hope Wellness Institute. Because those same clients also told me that now that they are working with us, they can finally feel that life may be different. They had hope again. Medicine, as we know it, has become so segmented that it forgets we are a whole person. Our beliefs, our words, our postures, our actions, our movements and our food, our environment, family, friends, and coworkers all have an impact on how we feel, an impact on our health and on our life. I consider life much like a rose. Each layer of rose petals encompasses the layer under it. Each petal is different. Each of those petals holds a story. Many of those stories have a combination of sadness, hurt, joy, and beauty in them. To change, we must address all of the wounds, even the ones we've forgotten about. I've had so many clients tell me they have no accidents or injuries, only to discover scars in their bodies. And when I asked them about the scars, they said they had been in a severe accident, that they forgot about, or didn't think it had any impact on their current state of health. So what I'm about to share with you is one of two of the most important gems that you'll hear from me today. So this is a time to really pay attention. Some of this stuff makes so much sense, we wonder why everyone doesn't understand it and work with it. The gem: everything in your past has left traces on your body, mind, and soul. Most of your medical practitioners work with the current obvious symptom or in the latest string of symptoms. All of those small and not so small events in your life have combined to create your glass ceiling. The practice of medicine has become what I call Band-Aid medicine. I know, because I did the same thing for many years. No more. Now I address you. I work with the whole you. To heal, we have to bring you into balance. When you apply this idea into your life, you can significantly increase the progress and speed of your healing, which results in more stamina, energy, and productivity. Because when you do all the healing, it works together synergistically, builds on itself, and allows you to heal deeply. One of the things I often say in many instances is we are not all created equal. When medicine treats us all the same, we cannot get better. We have different bodies, different emotions. We come from different parents in different surroundings and environments. Each and every sibling is different because our parents are different when the younger is born than the older. The people we interact with are different. Our personalities are different, and that colors how we respond to the world and the situations around us. Our chemical makeup and responses are individual. So when medicine treats everyone the same, we cannot possibly get better. So what I ask you is, where are you now? I want you to really think about where you are right now. Are you currently living with stress, pain, and dysfunction that is causing you frustration and is not able to accomplish your goals in your life? Are you exhausted? Hang up, I messed up my slides here. Are you so exhausted that you are worried because you're worried and can't sleep? Or you can't turn the brain off? Is money a constant stressor? Do you have so much brain fog that you are losing confidence in your abilities? Are you spiraling down and losing control? Are you so sick and tired that you are just burned out? Isn't it time to take control and take charge of your life and create what you really want? I've been there, and I see people every day in this same state, but you have options, and it's time to take steps to change your direction. It's time to take charge of your life. And it is time to discover hope, and I'm going to take you there. To help you discover hope and create the balance in your life that you desire, the info I'm about to share is taken straight out of my Rejuvenating Professionals for Vibrant Success program. Each piece links together. Each builds on each other, and you cannot truly heal until you work with them all. But you don't have to start with them all. Just do a little at a time. So let's decrease your stress, gain control over your time, decrease your brain fog, decrease your fear, and while doing all of that, we will also decrease your exhaustion. By the way, this isn't all about me, but I have lived so many examples that I use my own lessons and myself often throughout our talk. Remember, I said I have been my own test case and life lessons. So let's take a look at stress. How do you gauge your level of stress? Is it healthy or unhealthy stress? And does the mere idea that something is going to be cause stress just increase your stress level even more? Stress is a part of life, and don't let anyone try to tell you that you need to or can get rid of it. We do need to learn to evaluate it and work with it and control it. And in many ways, you can do that. First, learn to recognize when you're stressed and when your stress is increasing. And when does it spike into the red zone and become extremely unhealthy? What are your telltale signs? How is stress affecting you? Acknowledge the things that stress you on a daily basis and learn to manage them. This chart is a great tool that a friend of mine named Donovan created. He's a middle school instructor or counselor actually, and has developed this chart to one of many to help his kids at school understand and manage their stress and know when to ask for help. I will be sending it to you as a bonus for attending this webinar, by the way. Take time to fill it out and decide what your stressors are. What is healthy? What signs do you notice when your stress increases? Signs could be like increased hunger or eating too much, eating the wrong things, losing your temper more easily. What are the risk factors of these signs of stress? Now create a list of resources that you can turn to when you notice these signs of stress are happening. Create a plan for handling your stress ahead of time. As you can see, healthy daily stress is in the green zone, and it's okay. We all live with it. When we are a little more stressed, we can still be okay if we're in that yellow zone, that lower yellow zone. But as life and stuff elevates into the pre-crisis zone, we need to pay more attention and call on more of our resources. If you're constantly operating in the pre-crisis zone, that in itself becomes unhealthy, both for yourself and for those around you. When we live life in a constant state of heightened stress, the chemicals in your body change, such as cortisol, and that affects your overall health. Your neurotransmitters change, which affects how your brain works. This only increases your stress more. And when you spike into the red zone, you are absolutely into crisis management and need to reach out and ask for help and take steps to decrease your stress quickly. Sometimes this means taking yourself out of the situation so you can rest, reboot, and rejuvenate, and tackle the problem another day. Sometimes we need to take bigger steps, but unless you have the resources and plans, you don't know where to turn, and will stay in that crisis zone much longer, and the consequences can become much more serious. One of the great ways to control your stress is to control your to-do list. The easiest way to do this is actually to calendar that list. When you have things to do, don't just put them on your to-do list, put them on your calendar. Make it an appointment. Create work times on your calendar and don't let other things interfere with that. This is an appointment with you to get your work done. And it is just as important to honor your appointments with yourself as it is to honor your appointments with your clients. Let me say that again. It is just as important to honor your appointments with yourself as it is to honor your appointments with your clients. It is amazing how much stress is reduced just taking this single step. When you have all the important stuff on your calendar, it's easy to see if you have room to put anything else in, rather than saying, yes, I'll do that, and then trying to figure out how you're going to get it all done. This causes intense stress. But another key distressor is to learn to make quick decisions. When somebody asks you to do something, don't say, I'll get back to you or I'll think about it. Look at your calendar. See if it fits, then say yes or no. That way you're not putting the decision off to a later time, causing more stress, and it just keeps occupying your mind. The less clutter in your mind, the less stress overall. How much of your stress is really other people's stuff? Not long ago, a friend's family member had a minor health issue. My friend actually said, oh my God, now they have a problem and I have to worry about that too. One thing you must learn to ask is this really mine? If there's anything else, is there anything else you can do about it? Or should you just acknowledge their pain and let it go? Believe me, as a health practitioner, I've had to learn this. As they say, 90% of the things we worry about, we can't do anything about. Take control. Consciously choose what to carry for other people. And please, please, please get rid of Mr. or Mrs. Perfect. There is no such thing, so quit trying. Just do it. I just lost myself. And then next time, do it better. If you're trying to do everything perfect, that just means that you have unrealistic expectations and it will never be right. I can guarantee this webinar is not perfect because I've never done one before. In fact, I just got a note that says they're not seeing my screen. Don't know what to tell you. We'll figure it out another time. So just know I'm going to redo this and I will send you out with all the slides because I don't want to figure it out right now. Thank you, Dawn. Okay, so back to where in the heck was I? We were on Mr. Perfect. If you're trying to do everything perfect, oh yes, we were talking about the webinar that's not perfect. Okay, I'm learning a boatload doing this thing, by the way. The next one I'll do better. And just like with not seeing the screen, I can give you a long list of what should have been better. And I knew before tonight that there was so much of it that wasn't right. But then the show went on. I could have canceled the webinar. You would have not had any gems that were helpful to you tonight. I would continue to work on it, perfect it, decide it's not perfect, put it off again and again and again, and in the end, decide I was a failure. Not a good option. Instead, I decided to follow through with the imperfections, like that one, and make it the best I can, and know the next time I will do better. So tonight, if there's just one of you on this call that finds a small benefit from something I say, I consider that a huge success. And I only fail if I choose not to make the improvements I need to make next time. How much benefit are you robbing other people because of your stuff is not good enough? You know, I was given a gift yesterday and I was unwrapping it, and the giver who had made it for me kept saying how disappointed in it she was. It wasn't enough. It wasn't right in so many ways. But to me and for me, it was perfect. If it had been everything she wanted it to be, it would have been over the top for me. So to me, it was perfect. The best way to look at things is to take imperfect action. That's what I'm doing, folks. Fail fast, learn from what didn't work, and then make it better next time. So the screen that just popped up that you don't get to see is a beautiful ocean scene, which allows me to relax out of a little bit of the stress. Thank you. The greatest weapon against our stress is our ability to choose one thought over another. My foster dad, who had had polio, used to say, happiness is a state of mind. If you're not happy, change your mind. Sometimes harder said than done, but when you consistently practice anything, you get better at it. I had many moments working on this webinar saying to myself, who do I think I am giving advice to others and how to live a better life? I certainly still have issues. Instead, I chose the thought of, many people find my ideas helpful, and if I don't put them out there, other people are just going to stay stuck. When a negative or stressful thought pops in, take a deep breath, put your tongue to the roof of your mouth, and focus on something more positive. Then breathe out. Remember, you are in control. So now let's take a look at time. As you learn to control your stress, things will begin to improve. Then you will add to that improvement by learning to control your time. Start tracking where you are and how you spend your time. Don't get OCD about it. Just notice and then decide to gently start changing some of your habits. In our time of instant everything, we think we have to do it all now. An email note popped up, so you have to check it out right now. No, you really don't. Put an email slot or two on your calendar for the day and do all your email at that time. Unsubscribe from as many lists as you can. That way you don't have to spend the time to weed through garbage emails to delete them. It's also much easier to miss important emails when you have so many random ones coming in. You need to choose what you pay attention to. Notice when you're supposed to be working on somebody or something. Me, I work on somebody, sorry about that. And you let yourself get sidetracked over and over again by all of the bright, shiny objects. What is the source of your procrastination? What is it about what you're doing that is something you really don't want to do? Is it pushing some of your buttons? Do you realize subconsciously that you can't be perfect or make it perfect, so you keep sidetracking yourself? That way you don't have to get it done and don't have to worry about if it's perfect or not. When we procrastinate, we have to make up that time somewhere else, and it just increases your stress, resulting in less sleep and more turmoil in your life. When you notice you're not doing what you set as your goal to get done, be conscious of what it is and refocus. Just keep on going. Gently bring your focus back to what is important at the moment. When you beat up yourself over it, it just makes things worse. Have you heard of power hours? Make an appointment with yourself and create blocks of time in your calendar that you can devote to a single project. Close the door, let the phone go to voicemail, let people know not to disturb you. Set the timers for 60 to 90 minutes. When your timer goes off, actually get up, take a break, and give your brain a time to recover. And then if you need to, create another hour to work on the same project. This one has been tough for me, but I am breaking the habit of just being all over the place. To do quality work, multitasking is not an option. Sometimes a project day is what it takes. Devote a whole day to a project and make that commitment to yourself that that is what you're doing. Believe me, it will take much less time and frustration than trying to squeeze projects in between interruptions. And you will do a much better job in the process. You know, life seems to usually be going so fast because we waste so much of it on unimportant things. Now, when someone told me this a few months ago, the first thing I said is, but I'm already doing so much. I deserve some downtime. And they agreed. That is why we plan our downtime. Put it on your calendar and honor it. The calendar really can be our friend. Again, it is not about micromanaging, but it is about actually taking control of your life. And what are the options anyway? Too much to do, which creates continued and escalating stress. Schedule your downtime, schedule your breaks. When you take control of your calendar, don't just schedule your work, but more importantly, schedule time for you and honor it. So, do you experience brain fog? Brain fog is a symptom of many issues. Hormones, medication, food, tiredness, allergies, and pain are just a few. Actually, the main cause of brain fog is actually brain inflammation. So let's explore this a little. Food is one of the biggest culprits of brain fog, and most of us are totally unaware of the consequences that it holds for us. Food is something we have to eat, yet because we are all individual with individual taste, our response to that food is also individual. If certain of your chemicals are off, they will create entirely different responses to some foods over others. Not only is it important what we eat, but also when we eat. Many of us are walking around in a constant state of blood sugar imbalance. We go too long without eating, then we eat the wrong foods. The best thing we should be doing for ourselves is eat every 2 to 3 hours, small meals or snacks. Sugar is one of the biggest sources of inflammation in the body and the brain. It is also very hard on your memory. If you want to remember more, eat less sugar. Take sugar out of your diet and notice how you feel. This may not mean just table sugar, by the way, but it can also be fructose as well. For many people, fructose inhibits serotonin production. Serotonin is one of the most important transmitters needed to control depression. A good friend of mine has stopped eating fruit and her depression is about 95% gone. Again, what is right for one person is not right for everyone. But by working with a good holistic nutritionist, many of your life's problems can drastically improve, and you can enjoy a much better quality of life. Evaluate when you feel the foggiest. Is it right after you eat? When you've gone many hours without eating? Or is it all the time? If you feel foggy all the time, then we must look a little deeper. Hormones is another biggie. Depending on a wide variety of things, hormones affects us each differently. The hormones are all the same for each of us, but how they affect us may be very different. The levels of different hormones may be and are different from one person to another. Brain fog is just one of the results of imbalanced hormones. Many of us have heard of pregnancy brain. Pregnancy brings huge changes to the entire body, but especially the hormones. With some people, you can barely notice, and with the others, it's a huge difference. PMS is just another big case in point. In Dr. Daniel Amen's book, Unleash the Power of Feminine Brain, he cites a case where a patient was night and day different just before her cycle. During most of the month, she was the nicest person around. But as PMS kicked in with the change in hormones, she was a totally different person. She nearly became homicidal at one point. After that episode, she and her family sought help from Dr. Amen. He did a SPECT scan of her brain. At that time, she was in a different place in her cycle, and it showed pretty much everything was fine. They repeated the SPECT scan during her PMS cycle, and it showed severe brain inflammation, which caused her to act out in a very severe way. Once they balanced her hormones, the severe swings ended, and she became a much nicer person all the time. This is just one extreme example of how our hormones can take over. The same is true for men, of course. Certainly not having a monthly cycle, the swings are not as obvious. But as the hormones change with age, we often find a significant change in behavior. The foods we eat can also have a severe impact on our hormones due to additives and a wide variety of issues that are much too extensive to address here. So that brings us to exhaustion. Have you ever worked to the point that you can't think? It plays a big part in our brain fog, hormone and neurotransmitter imbalances. This is the reason we need to sleep, rest, and take breaks. We will come back to this exhaustion a little later, but for now, just notice when you start feel foggy and think about what you did a half hour or so before. Notice that the little steps to take and begin to change. Let's take a look at fear, which is another healthy response. And there are certain risks that we need to think about before jumping in. But thinking is actually what we need to do when we feel fear. Unless, of course, we are in severe danger, then we just need to react. Most of the fear we deal with in everyday life is a learned response, as is our response to it. So when do you feel fear? Is it when you're about to do something new? This is pretty normal since we don't want to appear like we don't know what we're doing. Maybe in the past we tried doing something new and maybe somebody laughed at us because we didn't do it very well. So now you might be actually afraid of trying anything new. But what I ask is, what do you tell your kids when they're first learning to walk or to tie their shoes or ride a bike? Do you tell them it's okay? Good try, now try it again? It should be the same for us. But somehow, as we get older, other messages start popping in, and for some silly reason, we think it has to be perfect. We have already talked about taking imperfect action. How are we going to learn unless we do it? Learn from our mistakes and then do it again. Make the choice to not get stuck in fear. And it is a choice most of us have to make. Many years ago, I had the awesome opportunity to travel with Michael Flatley in Lord of the Dance for a season. I was their therapist. It was a great opportunity, and I learned a lot from him. Nope, he didn't teach me how to dance, darn it all. But one day, as I was working with Michael, I asked him about the reviews I had read about him in the paper. They weren't very flattering. You know, he said, Venice, I don't worry about what people are saying about me as long as they're talking about me. In other words, he knew he was good. And if he was out there in front of thousands of people, there would always be the naysayers, as well as the ones that were singing his praises. He provided jobs for a lot of people, amazing entertainment for many, inspiration for many others, and he immensely enjoyed his work. And on top of all that, he really was an awesome guy. So notice, what does fear feel like to you? What do you do when you feel fear? Do you shut down, procrastinate, eat, run away? Where do you feel that fear in your body? What is your response? And does it vary from one kind of situation to another? There are many acronyms for fear. A few of them are false evidence appearing real, false experiences appearing real, finding excuses and reasoning. Maybe it's forget everything and relax. Forgetting everything is all right. Face everything and respond. Or my favorite, failure is expected and received. What do you choose? Fear is a reality in life that we must deal with. And the question to you is, do you let it stop you, or do you use it to propel you forward? As a young girl, like many, I often said, I can't. Maybe it was because of fear, maybe it was confidence, who knows? All I know is I was fortunate that I had a mom whose response was, Mr. Can't died, do it anyway. So when there is something you need to do, you find yourself doing other things, stop and evaluate why you're not doing what you should be doing. If it is fear, ask yourself what you're afraid of. Then let it go and go ahead and do it, as long as it's not putting you in grave danger. When we do new things, of course they're scary. The more we do them, the easier it gets, and the less fearful we become until, like most things, they just become part of a routine and new things take over. As we continue to prove that we can do bigger things, the overall fear begins to ease and we overall become less fearful. One of the easiest ways to get over fear is to grow your self-confidence. How do we do that? Just do it. Acknowledge we did it, acknowledge the mistakes we made, learn from them, and do it better next time. But also, and more importantly, acknowledge what you did right. And know that what is right for you is always not going to be what someone else thinks is right. Back to that exhaustion stuff. As you can probably tell, when you put all the above issues together, they're going to take a toll on us, and a big one. That toll is often in the form of exhaustion. You can only push a rock uphill for so long. When we are constantly pushing, procrastinating, pushing, running towards something or away from something, we get tired and we don't get things done in a timely manner. Then we burn the midnight oil and don't get enough sleep, or we're too wound up to get quality sleep. Your 8 hours of sleep really is important. This is when your body rebuilds and replenishes. If you don't give it that opportunity, nothing else is going to work for long. What you eat and when you eat can severely affect your sleep. If you eat just before you go to bed, especially sweets, you may wake up and have the 3 a.m. wake-ups and not be able to go back to sleep. When and what you eat can also result in anxiety, which means, of course, getting less sleep. So as you tackle each of the items that we've already talked about, you will notice that your exhaustion becomes to decrease. And I can already hear you saying, Venice, I'm already stressed, overworked, I have no time and exhausted. And you want me to take on more? No, I want you to be aware of what you're doing and how you're feeling, and slowly change one thing at a time. You didn't get here overnight, and healing is not just taking another pill. Remember, I said no more Band-Aids. Now, I know you've probably heard all these before, but are you doing them? I know that there are a lot more things happening in your life that is creating stress and creating your glass ceiling. And I know that you may not think these things have much to do with your stress or health or pain, or that they are what is keeping you from accomplishing all you want in your life. But your body and life functions much like a bucket. When too much is in it, it overflows. So by taking some of it out, it's much easier to manage the rest. You have to start somewhere, and I can guarantee you that when I do many of these things consistently in a day, I feel better. I have more energy and get more accomplished. And in the spirit of imperfection, start one. Make just one small change and then add another. But I'm still working on them too. So where do we go from here? we still have just a little time left, and I want to give you another of my favorite gems that I promised a little later. But until then, I want to tell you about an offer I have for you. I've always considered my practice as detective work. I ask a lot of questions, just as I've been doing during our entire talk tonight. What is the biggest question you can answer about your health? Well, here's one for you. How do you feel? How do you feel after each of your activities? How do you feel when you first get up in the morning? After you eat? After you exercise? After whatever that activity is? How do you feel just before you're supposed to do something important, new, or scary? Are you tired and sleepy? Are you energized? Are you jittery? Has your pain increased? If you're going throughout the day and all of a sudden you feel different, what did you just do? What did you just eat? These answers are what will begin to change your life. By the way, my Rejuvenating Professionals for Vibrant Success program is the most awesome program I've put together. For so many years, I've put Band-Aids on individual wounds. This helped with people's symptoms, but they were still left without a significant amount of change, and often the problems returned. This became really frustrating, so I decided it was time for a change, and my coach has helped me a lot in refining my process. Now, I have a program that is a customized plan for you that starts with the questions I've been asking and a whole lot more. It is the culmination of all of my years of training and experiences to help you control and uncover the pain, stress, exhaustion, frustration, and dysfunction that is keeping you from accomplishing your success. I guide you, love you, and coach you through the process. It really is a pretty awesome program, but that's not what I really wanted to talk to you about. Sorry, I needed a water break. So what is it I want to talk to you about? It's our Vitality Recovery Strategy session. During this session, we will create a sense of clarity about how your stress, pain, or dysfunction is holding you back from accomplishing your professional goals. I'll help you understand the reasons behind the frustrations of where you are right now. We'll find the essential building blocks for creating the level of health of your dreams. You will gain a deeper understanding of the why behind your personal and professional goals. And at the completion of that consult, we will know exactly with excitement what to do to create the next steps for you to create your success and break through your glass ceiling. So I was going to show you here your offer for the top 5 secrets, but I can see who's on the list, and I will make sure you get those emailed out to you. So just to tell you, this consultation is intended for you if you're serious about creating a big shift in your health and in your life. If you're ready to take massive action in the 6 months and are committed to exploring your limiting beliefs and your deepest fears that are holding you back in your healing response and reaching your full potential. I want you to know that I don't schedule these consultations lightly. I'm only making this available for the few of you who are truly ready to get the result for your health and are willing to invest your time, energy, and money to make it happen. If that's you and you feel like what I've shared with you so far is valuable and that I'm someone you resonate with enough to get my help, then please email me so before these spots run out. I will give you that email address. So if you want to just go click on your email, go ahead and do that. And type in Venice at THEHWI. I just forgot my own email. Venice at THEHWI.com. Okay. Type that in. Under subject line, put down strategy session. And down in the body, please just write in your phone number and I will get back to you and make an appointment for you. I was going to have you do this online, but since things aren't working perfect, we'll just do it by email. So while you're doing that, I want to tell you a little story about Tom. Tom had been a client for quite a while. He has had many health challenges that recently got a little worse. He decided he was interested in our new program. We sat down and had our strategy session. And in the process, he confided in me that he is high up in the ladder as he could go in his current position. He was privately thinking about a change, but didn't really think his health could handle another change right now. He had never voiced these thoughts to anyone before. After we explored all the options, Tom made his decision. Within a week, he found a new position and gave notice at his dead-end job. His new position is much easier on his body and has greatly reduced his stress level, as it is giving him more opportunity to enjoy his life and recover his health. So for the first 10 people who send me that email to receive their strategy session, you will also receive a lifetime subscription to our Memory Renew Sound Therapy program. It's a program that is designed to improve your memory. So get those emails in, please. Just so you know, the deadline for signing up for these strategy sessions is January 14th at noon. I seldom am able to create this much space in my calendar, but I have purposely left open 15 spots between now and the end of the month, so you can kick off 2016 and change your life. So hit that email, send it off to me, and just write in strategy session and give me your phone number. So, there's that last piece of information I was going to give you. It's about pain. Pain, remember that bucket that we were talking about, the bucket of life earlier I was talking about? Well, that's kind of what pain is about. Everything we do in life has an impact on our pain. This includes our stress, sleep, food, hormones, fear, exhaustion, posture, activities, and all the injuries we have ever experienced in our life, even the minor ones that we've forgotten about. As you bring each of these things into balance, you work with the old injuries and the pain decreases. Each of those things has an impact on your pain. Having worked with clients for over 30 years, I can absolutely state that all of these factors are interrelated. The best therapy individually will not really help relieve your pain and dysfunction until some of these other areas of your life come into balance. When I am working with clients that have been in significant pain for many years, I work with them on all levels. I am currently working with a client who has dealt with at least weekly migraines for over 15 years. She is now mostly migraine-free. Got a migraine the other day from MSG, so now we know another piece about her. And we're both very excited to see this amazing change in her. Her family's pretty excited too. Imagine the difference in everyone's life that she interacts with as her pain level has so significantly reduced. So what is it going to take for you to reach your full potential? I'll help you break it down during our free Vitality Recovery Strategy session, during the end, you will know exactly what steps to take to create the healthy success you truly want and finally break through your glass ceiling. It's time for you to know that you are truly good enough just as you are. It is time to take charge of your life, your health, your future, and make the impossible possible. Another gem that I promised you is what you need to know is you are in control of your life. No one else. You are not what happened to you. You are not your past. And though you cannot change your past, you can control your reactions to it. You are in control of your future. Notice what's stopping you. Is it the habits or the core beliefs? Whatever it is, decide to change one little thing at a time. To start rebuilding your confidence, the best thing you can do is twofold, actually. First, acknowledge what you've accomplished. Make an I got it done list and start a gratitude journal. Some of us don't like to journal, so then at least as you're going to sleep, count the good things that happened that day and send out thank yous for them. Can be written thank yous, or you can just send those thank yous to the universe. There is always something to be thankful for if we look. When you can't sleep at night because things start popping into your mind, you know, those woulda, coulda, shouldas. As each one pops in, as soon as it pops in, replace it for a thought of what you actually accomplished. What did you do right today? If there was someone that was poopy to you during your day, just know that they are as stressed as you are and send them a little love and forgiveness. Sometimes when I'm thinking about that poopy stuff, I wonder, what is going on in their life that made them act that way? Then send them love and let it go. Unleash the goodness as you go to sleep, and the next day you will wake up more positive and ready to take on the world. I know we've covered a lot of info tonight. Sometimes I don't know when to quit, but I really thank you for your attention. I hope some little tidbit helped and you can put it to use. No stress, just one thing at a time. By the way, here I wanted to mention that we will be having a retreat in April at a beautiful log cabin I had a picture for you of. It's April 21 through 24. And we will really be going in depth on how to break through your class ceiling. If you're interested in more details on that retreat, include that in your email or send me another one. I hope you've sent off your email, and I look forward to talking with you soon. I'm going to ring off here soon, but if you would like to chat with me online, go ahead and do that, and I will be here to answer any questions. Have an incredible night, and I look forward to seeing you. Bye.